Relax, the press box is closed, but the mic is just getting warmed up. Welcome to the Hockey Writers Inc. Join your host, Ron, as we talk all things Philadelphia Flyers and Lehigh Valley fandom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of the Hockey Writers Inc. with your great guest host, Mr. Russ Cohen. How you doing, Russ?
Good, Ron. How are you?
I'm doing fantabulous, although, so one Pittsburgh team is doing really well and another Pittsburgh team not so well.
I did predict the other one was not going to do so well.
Right. And we
I also did predict that Aaron Rodgers was not going to have a good season.
But we also predicted that the other Pittsburgh team was not going to have a very good season. And as it's turning out, that has not been the case.
That has not been the case for sure. No, I believe in him now. I do.
Crosby with 18 goals already on the season. I mean, at his age, and he's still putting it together and still doing it. I mean,
yeah, his career high is 51. I mean, he's going to get close to that. And he's not a goal scorer. Like, that's why he's only had 51 goals as his high, but last year he had like 91 points, and this year seems poised to get there again. But now he's got a better surrounding cast.
He does. And they have a little bit better defense, and
defense. Guys like Ben Kindle have added to the lineup. And sure enough, yeah, he's got a little something going. Rucker McGroarty has added a little something.
Right. Isn't that great? We're a Philadelphia Flyers centric podcast here, and we're talking about the Penguins. Wait a minute.
There's another reason too.
Yeah, right. No, but very much. Thank you all very much for tuning in and checking us out. If you like what we do, please hit the like and subscribe. We would really, really appreciate that. We are on episode number 215. Holy smokes, episode 215. And I got to tell you, man, Tyson Foerster and the Flyers fall. Oh, man. Man. But the Phantoms add Bonk. Hey, all right, some good news.
That's good news. Yeah, he's finally going to get to play. I interviewed him in camp and haven't, talked to him since I've seen him. So, yeah, I'm happy for him.
Right. So we're going to get into all that kind of great stuff here in this show here, episode number 215. All right, Russ. By the way, shout out to Russ for some of your latest and greatest articles. Got to go over there and check some of that stuff out at Sportsology, and
also Hockey Hot Stove. I put up an article about Chase Reed.
I was just getting there. Hot Stove. Hockey Hot Stove. You got to go check that out too. Some of the latest and greatest articles there too, from the great Russ Cohen. Be sure to check them out. Okay, so the big ugly Tyson Foerster. He, from what I understand, has got a dislocated elbow, shoulder, something.
Seems like it's shoulder. Like, I didn't notice what it was in game. I looked down for a second. All of a sudden, I see him moving up the tunnel. I waited until I saw a review, a video, and then somebody sent me a video from at home, and then I could see what the problem was. And sometimes, when you wind up like that and it doesn't make contact with anything, it could be a problem, and it was.
Or I think what he ended up doing was hitting like the ice without hitting the puck.
That's what I mean. When you don't hit the puck and you don't go through the natural motion.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. So, it's a shame. 2 to 3 months is what Bill Meltzer reported. That was told to him by Rick Tuckett, something like that. So, he's out. Listen, a lot of teams have injuries. They have to just regroup.
Yeah, no. It's sad, though, because he's one of the leading scorers of the team and, things like that. And he's already faced a couple of injuries so far this year. He's missed a couple of games already. And he was just coming back, just starting to get into his stride, just starting to find some things. They were just starting to slotting him in, due to other injuries and other things. They were putting him on the power play and everything else like that. He was getting, some good ice time, blah, 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 blah. All right. Well,
you can't live in the past.
Right. So with that being said, now who we slot in there?
Well, Carl Grundstrom's probably the guy they'll bring up just because he has more NHL experience than anybody in Lehigh. For people that want Alex Bump there, he's not ready. His
No, I
all-around
agree.
game is not there, and so
Okay.
I know people are like, "Yeah, but he can play offense." It's like, sure, he can play offense, but when Alex Bump gets frustrated, it affects his complete game, and you don't want
Right.
to affect him right now with his development. He's at a point where he needs to figure out the AHL, and he has not done that. He has points, but all his, like I said, the other parts of his game, no. And when we talk about the Phantoms, we could talk about, his weekend, but the point is, yeah, it's probably Grunstrom. If not Grunstrom, maybe Richard. If not Richard, maybe Gaucher. Maybe one of those guys. Even Lane Peterson, I wouldn't be against if they kind of looked at him. Um, but at whatever rate, at any rate, that's probably what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to make a trade yet. It's hard to make a trade this time of year.
Okay. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to get at here.
Yeah.
Are they going to make a trade? Who's going to get called up? We don't know that just yet. I would lean towards Richard if
Okay.
I had my druthers.
Yeah. And Gurbankin probably gets moved up, but we don't know that.
Right.
Like it seems easy for us to say that, but
Right.
until he does that and gives him more minutes, even in back-to-back games, Rick Tocchet only gave him like 9 minutes. So,
Right.
it's still not a lot of time. So we'll see if he makes that leap of faith or what they might do. But these are the options right now that are in-house options because they're playing tomorrow.
Right. Exactly. And speaking of playing, I mean, they didn't exactly play their best game against New Jersey, even though they won, and they haven't played some of their best hockey over the last couple of games, even though they managed to win some games. And they're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, with the game they played against Pittsburgh being what was okay? What was that, Russ?
I mean, it was from best I could tell, Pittsburgh was mad about their last game. They played badly, and they got into that building saying that they were going to play their best game. I think that's what they were, looking to do. Remember how the previous game ended with the
Yeah.
Flyers and Penguins? So I think there was that
Yeah.
under the surface too. And Sidney Crosby did sort of make reference to that post game. That wasn't the first thing on his mind, but when asked about it, he talked about it. And so that, that was a thought for him and some other players. And I think that's why when they had the Flyers down, they were like, no, we're going to score 10 goals if we can. Like they were going to keep scoring if they could. And so that was a game where it's an eye opener for the team. It's also an eye opener for Dan Vladar.
Okay, it's like Russ, you're reading my mind because that was going to be my very next question. Should have he have been left in there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to leave him in there for that
Okay,
one.
okay,
But I think the issue is not so much should he have been left in there. The issue was he didn't start off that game completely sharp. And so that if I'm the coaching staff, I'm thinking, okay, there really is a point where we could overplay this guy and we have to watch that. I don't know if they'll think like that. That's certainly the way I would think, and I would have to use Sam Ersson next game, but I don't know if they're going to think like that. But there is going to be a point where, we're getting to the point he played 30 games last year. So time in between games, he's already, doesn't have that same luxury he did last year for that. And these kinds of things, even though people will tell me, oh, Russ, he's 28, he's fine, don't worry. But this isn't what his body is used to. So this is what can catch up to you.
exactly. And those are all great points, especially for goalies. When you know what I mean. When you don't, if you're not used to being that guy that's playing that 40 some games a season, if you're not up to that, that's a huge transition
Hmm.
to go from only playing 30 games because he's what now? Already halfway,
Yeah,
right? And we've still got 50 odd games left. You know what I
right.
mean? Like, wait a minute. No, 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 no.
Yeah, he's on pace for like 52 games.
Right. So you better put Erson in there a little more.
Yeah, I think they have to.
Okay. Okay. Because, man,
But again, this is again Rick Tocchet's doing what John Tortorella did in his first year, and he's trying to make the playoffs. And it's like, okay, I get it to some degree, but there'll be a point where the team can't keep up, and maybe even the goaltender can't keep up. And then when reality hits you in the face, then it's kind of like, all right, I guess we need to, develop
yeah.
these young players. It's
Yeah.
nice if you could do it along the way, but sometimes these new coaches don't
Uh,
don't do that because they're just like, no, I could fix this right away.
Yeah.
And so their teams get a bump and they play better. Like the last time with Torts, they made it until like the last game of the year, then they kind of dropped dead in that game. And I think this year they would drop dead a little before. I think they, will stay within points of being in it because this year is very close. But, in the end, you want to develop while this is all happening. And so far, it has not been ideal development.
No. I see, Russ. Gosh, man, this is why I think we do such great shows because we think very linearly. We
Hmm.
think very much the same way when it comes to this team and where we think they should be with what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
maybe I guess that's a good thing.
I mean, listen, I get it. Like for a lot of writers, it's not fun to write about the team either losing or not being as good as you thought. It's not fun to write about, hey, some of these prospects should play over some of these veterans. Like, I get it. But again, that's just the way it is, man. It's just
Right.
like
Truth.
that's it.
Truth.
Yeah,
That's all. That's all. Look, Russ, this is one of the reasons why I read your stuff. This is one of the reasons why I just purchased another one of your books.
appreciate it.
Okay, right? Okay, because you speak a lot of the truth and you don't hold any punches when it comes to what your opinion is about players and situations and things. And that's one of the things that I very much appreciate about you because I'm very much like that. And I'm very much going to tell you, hey man, if you stink, man, here is a bar of soap, take a shower.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've been like that ever since I started doing the Hockey Writers Inc. And I am not about to change. And that was one of the main reasons why I asked you to join the show, Russ, because you have that same point of view where
Hmm.
you're going to tell us the truth. And whether we want to hear it or not, that's the way it
Exactly.
is.
That's it. You could agree with me. You could disagree with me. You might like it. You might not like it.
Right. So I'm noticing some things with the Flyers a little bit. The special teams are slipping a little bit. We've talked about it over the last couple of
Yeah, I mean, the
shows
PK
where
is still good, but it's slipping a little. The power play slipped a lot.
power play slipped a lot. We're not quite seeing
One
the
for six in that game.
production. Yeah,
Really one for
that's
seven if you want to count that last 9 seconds, but I'll be nice and say I won't.
and there was a lot of a 5-on-3 time.
There's a lot of 5-on-3 time, and Sidney Crosby thought that that was the turning point. He said they definitely did well during that and felt good
Yeah,
after that. Even though they gave
ye-
up one, they were like, okay, no problem.
right. But
And you could tell that's the way they operated after that. They were like, okay,
it
we
was a
thought we
whole
were going to
different
be
game.
down a lot. It was a boost
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, it was a whole different game after that.
Yeah,
It was a whole because that's the way hockey is. That's the way hockey goes. You can get a boost from penalty killing five
yes.
on three. That can boost your team. Now
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
you got some confidence, or it can boost your team if you score on 5-on-3. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah.
either way, but I absolutely agree with you, Russ. I think that was clearly the turning point in the game where even though the Flyers did score on one of the 5-on-3s or power plays there, it just didn't seem like it was enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just seemed like the
It would have
Flyers,
been good if they gotten at least two, then that may have changed the way Pittsburgh was going to play, but it didn't.
right. And Pittsburgh played really, really well. And it just, Russ, I'm still not seeing consistently a guy standing in front of the net during the power play.
No, actually, I remarked to a guy next to me that, hey, 5-on-3, it took them a while just to get someone in front of the net. And I'm like, it's 5-on-3. And they were like, after they scored the goal, like the next 5-on-3, um, they were looking shaky. And
Yeah.
at points, Blake Lizotte was just outplaying the whole Flyers team. Like if he
Yep.
was faster, he could have had a breakaway.
I agree.
And he did still get a shot on net eventually, or at least he had some offensive chance during
Yeah.
shorthanded with a five
Yep.
on three.
Yeah.
Like that, that's not great.
The other thing that we have to talk about too is the fact that the Flyers are consistently unable to win faceoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a little better, but they still were losing.
Yeah.
Again, this is why I say people tell me, well, Russ, Trevor Zegras could play in the middle. I'm like, sure, he could play in the middle, but then somebody else has to take faceoffs. But the problem is when you use him in the middle, he's going to get overpowered by some of these better centers in the league. And this is Crosby and Malkin, and, it's what
La la
happens.
la 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 la. I mean, all you have to do is go down the list, right? Okay. All right. Well, this last stretch of games, 6-3-1. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it
We're getting
doesn't
in.
change. The road wins were good. I mean, all these things were
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
but it's just one of those things where this was more of a test than the road games.
Agreed.
Because this was Pittsburgh. No, you knew they were going to come in that building, play different because of the way the last game was. You knew
Yep.
that you're not going to play them again until April. So they
Right.
know that these 2 points were really important
Yep.
for potential playoffs for either team, and they walked away with it.
And they did. I mean, even though Philadelphia is still technically in a wild card spot right
Yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Which even still after that loss, I mean, if you take a loss
Mhm.
like that and you're still in the wild card spot, hey, all right,
Yeah.
okay. Those are some good things. The Tyson Foerster thing, that's not such a good thing, but I think this team has ridden some of this adversity throughout the season as far as the injuries are concerned. It's it's another opportunity for a young player to get a chance to skate. And as far as
Should
I'm
be.
concerned, any chance that we can get at that is a good thing, as far
Hmm.
as I'm concerned, especially with Rick Tocchet in his first year. Because I agree, I I think Rick Tocchet is holding it a little too close to the vest,
Hmm.
and I really felt and thought that these first 15, 20 games it was going to be a little bit more wide open, where he was going to be a little bit more. Let's see what we have instead of
It might have been,
very
except because they were right, close to the playoffs, in a playoff spot, not in a playoff spot. Because of that, I think it has delayed that.
okay. All
It
right.
has made him
So
kind of like, let's see what we can do to get points, and we'll do what we can on the other thing. I think that's taken a back seat because, like with Matvey Michkov, he's getting a few more points, but he's not a focal point of the offense at all.
no, no, he's not, and he is not driving play,
Right.
right?
Now, with Forster out, he might be able to, but the idea was to have him do it when everybody was there. And
Yeah.
so that's something where that has to be a focus. Now, apparently, Jordan Hall wrote that Taka was working with Michkov, having to work down low. Yeah, that makes sense because I had remarked about a week ago that that's where he scores down low. If he's in a position high on the power play and he's trying to score from up there, that's not going to be a position of strength. And occasionally it could happen, but he's got to be down low. So they have to figure that out.
I agree. No, 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 I agree. And he did have a couple of good looks
He did.
when he was down low.
Yes. Because
So,
that's when he's comfortable.
hey, what do you know? Give the guy hey, it's called setting your player up for success. I mean, hey, well,
Like
all right.
look, the way the Canadians are handling Ivan Demidov, who is a rookie, uh, is better than the way right now that Michkov's being handled in his second year. Like that's just a fact. And Demidov has more points. Now he was going to probably have more points anyhow, but maybe not as a rookie and Michkov in his second year. That maybe it should have taken a year, but
Yeah.
he's got better deployment.
There you go. See, the key word you said there, Russ, was deployment.
Yep. That's the
How
big
he's
word today.
being used. How's he being used? The big word for today is
Yeah.
deployment.
I won't go with any more, bigger terms. I won't go with any bigger terms than that.
Okay, good. All right, good deal. So as stated in the beginning part of the show here, for the Phantoms are now getting some good news with Oliver Bonk. And Russ, you interviewed him at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And now and you haven't seen him since. Nobody's,
Just in the elevator at
yeah, right. Okay,
watching the games like I was.
right. So now we're going to see him put the skates on, you know, and this got to be nothing but good things for the Phantoms and for him.
Yeah, no question. I mean, the Phantoms, they take a few too many penalties, especially on defense. He doesn't.
Right.
But as a rookie, there's probably going to be, a 5 game point where he's going to have to get used to things. I don't know where John Snowden's going to put him as far as, what pairing, maybe second pairing is the safer part. Uh, and then, yeah, I think they have to work him in on the power play. They could use help on the power play, so that's good. He probably will provide that. And they definitely need help on the PK, and I think he'll provide that too. Um, but you have to be careful of minutes, early on. So I think, yeah, there's going to be a easing in process, and
Yeah.
coming off the weekend that the Phantoms did, which wasn't great, it's a good
Right.
time for them. It's good
Right.
timing.
Right. And that's kind of what I wanted to touch on too, that with the weekend that they had and some of the tough
You
losses that
see, I'm
they
talking about the Phantoms, and my cat's sort of falling asleep. She's like, "Yeah, I don't need to hear
well,
this."
she was just cleaning herself, so I mean, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
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 okay. The co-host definitely approves of
yeah.
Russ chiming in here,
She's
but
watching. She's watching every move I make.
that's right. But with the Phantoms getting this bump with Bonk after having a tough weekend, even after having that tough weekend, they played. I agree. The penalties, man, they really need to start to tighten that up. But all
That's been a
things
problem
can,
for 2 years, two different coaches.
like I said, something they need to tighten up. Okay. But played really well against Lava. Got played back, almost got back, not quite. Still in third though. Still have 25 points. Still in third,
Hmm.
so I'll take that, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, no, they're doing good. This is one of those things where they played some good veteran teams, um, and you saw some results that say go back to the drawing board and fix it. And so that was an early season litmus test for them.
So, quick question for you here. The AHL, are they also experiencing a condensed schedule due to the
No,
Olympics? They're
Olympics don't
not.
affect them. No.
Okay. Just curious because
Yeah,
I was just
like they'll be
wondering.
playing when the NHL isn't.
Okay. And there's not going to be, I mean, there's probably going to be a handful of guys that'll go from
Nobody.
no, nobody's going from the AHL. Nobody?
I don't think so. I don't think there's gonna be anybody.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, okay. Well, then there you go. Then that
Yep.
settles that. Then so no
Yep.
break for you guys. Ha! I mean, they're
But
going to
I
get
can
an
say
all-star break,
this.
but
I could say this with all great certainty, thanks to Pete DeBoer. The rink that was built in Italy is smaller than an NHL rink. Smaller. So again, this whole thing is becoming weird, but yes, it's a smaller rink. So there you go. That's
smaller.
today's smaller than an NHL rink. So that's today's surprise. So Olympic hockey used to be bigger rinks because like they were
Yeah,
playing in
they were
Europe. Then they went to
international.
NH they were, and then they went to NHL rules. So then they started to play on NHL size rinks. And now this will be a different kind of Olympics because this won't be an NHL size rink.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask you. If is it the size of the rink or the number of people?
Nope, no, it's the actual size of the ice surface.
Oh my gosh. Oh, man, that was a good move.
So
Uh,
provided they even have it done on time. But
oh
right now
my.
they had to move out a tournament that was supposed to be played on it, so
Right.
because it's not
Okay.
ready.
Oh man. Well, there you go. That, like you
But
said,
don't worry,
there's
folks. It'll be okay.
we're still going to get Olympics no matter what. We're still going to get Olympics no
Well,
matter
they
how
don't
we
have a
play.
plan B, but from what I could tell, it'll be okay. As I move my co-host,
You're
um,
right. Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that the women don't get moved too. They might,
Yeah. Okay.
and that
All
would be
right.
a shame.
Yeah, it would. It really would. Okay. Well, geez. Okay. Well, another set of tough games coming up here for the Phantoms. But they're going to have some help here, it appears,
Hmm.
with Bonk in the lineup. I do agree to throttling his minutes to get him back and get him acclimated. I think is going to be the good
Yeah.
road to go.
And the goaltending was pretty good. I mean, this is a situation where the way these games went. they just took too many penalties, and the penalty kill isn't great, and you can only hold it back so far, so much as a
Agreed.
goalie.
Yep. I mean, you can only put your finger in the dike for so long. Eventually, the
Right.
water's going to break
Yeah.
through.
And I think that was the situation.
Okay, and I agree with you too, because from what I saw of those games too, yeah,
And what
I
I was going to
agree.
mention about Bump is so he had a lot of shots on goal. I think he had one assist, but he had like 7 shots on goal, 5 shots on goal. But again, this is one of those things where, he's not going to get that many shots in the NHL. So if it's getting 3 shots a game and he's not scoring, and then he's struggling on defense, somebody beats him on defense, like it's going to be a different feel for him. And that's why I wouldn't do it.
As far as calling him up,
As far as calling him up.
right? Yeah, because he's clearly still figuring out how to play in the AHL right
Yes.
now as well too. And I agree with you on that, Russ, 100%. And I think that's was we've talked about that too on multiple shows in the past where we feel that these players would do well to play with the Phantoms because it's only going to help them develop more because they'll play more minutes, they'll
Yeah.
play in more significant situations and things of that nature. So
Yeah, yeah. It's again the Phantoms have some young players too, some rookies. Denver Barkey's doing pretty good. These guys have to keep doing pretty good. Don't break up that line. Let those two play together. Let Bonk work his way in with them, and let them continue to take the bumps. Like whether
exactly.
it's wins, losses, ties, shootout losses, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all good in the end. And, it looks like a playoff team. So if they can get some playoff time in there too, that's key.
I agree. And if they can continue to just maintain where they are, third place in the
They
Atlantic.
should be able to, but even if they don't, they'll make it. But
Yeah.
they might drop a little more. You never know.
Okay. Okay. But even if
I'm not an AHL expert, so I can't. I'm
right.
not going to predict that.
No, I'm not either, but I'm just saying if they can stay in third place, that's a great spot for them as far as making the playoffs and making sure they're in a
Yes.
good position to make the playoffs, potentially even play a couple of home games as well too. So, hey,
Yeah.
that's all good for them too, you know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah. No negatives there.
nope. Hopefully this coming weekend's games for the Phantoms will be a little a little bit more on the win column side than on the not win column side, but we'll see. We'll see. With the added addition, and then we might see either Richard or somebody is going to have to come up
We'll know soon.
potentially. We'll know soon, right? Exactly. So it's going to be a bit of a different sled there for the Phantoms over the next couple of days with the injury here to Tyson Forster, and the Flyers are going to
He
have
could
to
always,
fill that gap.
Taka could always pull a Torts and just play the extra defenseman. I hope not. But I'm just throwing it out there.
Please don't.
But I hope not.
Please don't. Please don't. Anyway, I'm already trying to get a petition to get out certain players less ice time as it is. You know what I mean?
I do. I know.
And you know who I'm talking about too.
Oh, the
Okay.
fan base knows too.
Right. And the fan base knows too. Well, Russ, I'll tell you what. Thank you very much, sir, for taking the time
You're
out
welcome.
to do another great show here. Thank you for all the great insight and everything you've been able to say here as far as that's concerned. Really appreciate what you're doing here, Russ. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. You're welcome, Ron. All good.
Awesome. Yep. All you have to do is Google Russ Cohen or go to Amazon and type in Russ Cohen and see all the 11 books that he gets to have out there. You get to buy one of those. You can also follow him on Sportsology. And where else can we get you, Russ?
NHL Draft Buzz, the Locked On Flyers podcast, Off the Post, and
There
Hockey
you
Hot
go.
Stove.
And Hockey Hot Stove, right? Oh, yeah. There you go. That's Bill Meltzer's
It is.
gig going over there, man. That's pretty nice little sweet ride over there, man. He's got it going on over there, right? Go check
Yeah,
them
it's a
out,
good
man.
site.
Yep, go check them out for sure. You get to see all the great stuff from Russ Cohen, and you get to check out all the great stuff from O&B Puck, right? Those guys are over there too, man. Go check them out too for sure. Also, big props and thanks to Lowercase Blues. Thank you very much to Jake and the boys for all the great music that you guys provided for our show. Hop on over to lowercaseblues.net, find all the great swag, some great videos, and all their tour dates. If you are in the Delmarva area on the East Coast, you got to go check those guys out, especially right before Christmas. Oh, yeah, got to check them guys out for sure, for sure. Thank you very much, Russ, for all you do.
Thank you.
Yep. We will catch you all on the next episode of the Hockey Writers Inc.